Hello, hello, welcome back to Red Ted Art. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own diary, journal, or in my case, SmashBook. SmashBooks, the idea is simple. It's a book like this where you, it's kind of like a diary, but also like a photo album, and you can add things like theatre tickets, you can add things like about your journey, you can put in little sketches. So SmashBook is basically somewhere where you keep loads of information. And as the summer holidays are coming up for us, I mean, I know some of you are on holiday already, I thought a nautical themed book would be really fun because, you know, it's summer and we go swimming and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So any theme goes. Obviously, I've decorated it this way. I'm going to show you how I made this particular book. But you, the reader, you can, the viewer, you Tedsters, my fingers are dirty from making this, but you Tedsters can decorate it any way you want. This is all about making it super personal. You don't have to draw, you don't have to paint, you can use washi tapes, you can use all sorts. But anyway, let's get started and see how I made this book, and hopefully it would inspire you too. Anyway, so to make the SmashBook that I've made, these are the materials I've used. Now, of course, you can use what you've got at home. It's all different, you know, make it your own, make it personal, and I'll give you some tips as we go along as to how you can vary the materials. I've used a cereal box. I've used some brown paper that I actually took off a package that arrived, so this is recycled. Really excited that it's recycled. I've got some plain white card, which is the majority of my SmashBook, and also I bought some pretty card from our local Tiger store, which I think just to brighten it up a bit and also to add some of the pockets inside the SmashBooks. Then I've also needed some glue stick, scissors, hole punch, things like washi tape. You know, you can get these in lots of different colors. I've got loads of different types, you know, cute stickers, whatever. These are the pens I use to decorate the front, but to be honest, as we go through it, I'll discuss some other options. And then of course I've used these book rings. Now if you don't have book rings, I think it could look really nice if you use something like ribbons. This is my daughter's storybook, so it doesn't have to be a SmashBook. It could be a journal or an art journal, and I think they look really cute using ribbons as well. But I just fancied these because I thought it'd be fun to use them. You can get them at stationers, or you can get them online. I'll put some links down below where you can get these, but you know, yes, have a look, see what you've got. So the first thing you want to do is cutting your pages. Now the reason I start with my pages is because I wanted to make my cardboard last as long as possible. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. I've got them over here somewhere. And all I've done is I've literally taken my thick, I mean it's quite thick paper, it's not actually that cardboardy. I folded it in half so that I can get 2 pages out of each sheet, and then I've literally just cut it. Very, very straightforward. And then of course that gives me 2 sheets. Then you repeat the same with your pretty card, so put that out of the way. So, and with the pretty card, what I think is really important to remember is when you cut it out, so I've put it in place, I've basically traced it and cut these strips out. I've kept the strips because you can use these strips later, okay? So you can use the whole page depending on what kind of card you've got. If you can't find pretty card like this, you can use tissue paper and stick it over flat. You can use wrapping paper. So literally have a look at what you can find. I mean, I was really lucky. This wasn't very expensive. It was about £3 from Tiger. But I do think using wrapping paper is a great idea. And I also think using tissue paper is a great idea. So then I've cut out a whole set. So here I've got 2 whites, 1 coloured, 2 whites, 1 coloured, 2 whites, 1 coloured, because I thought that looked quite nice. And then you can see a little bit of detail here already. I've then used the leftovers to tape in like little pockets for stuff to go in. But you know, that's what we're going to do in a minute. So these are all my insides, all cut out. I know I haven't shown you exactly how I cut them out because it's a bit boring. Then it's time to make your front and back covers. Again, I've started with my back cover already. So I'm going to put this on the back and I'm going to show you how to make my front cover. So you get your piece of cereal box. You take your A5 sheet of paper that you know you're going to use, and then you basically cut around it with a small margin. So in this case, I've added about 1/2 centimetre all the way around. And literally, I have to admit, I cut it freehand because I was too lazy. So I just cut it round, or you can use a pencil or measure it out, but that's all I did. So I'm going to use my back card, because obviously I want my front and my back to be exactly the same. And I'll cut you know, it is nice to try and get a neater edge as possible. I think that was a bit wobbly, that edge, but that's okay. Cut it along here. Now, of course, these SmashBooks, you can use them as diaries. Well, a SmashBook is a kind of diary, but you can use them for doodling, as an art journal, as a storybook like my daughter used. You can use brown paper as a front cover, or you can use white paper. You can use no paper. In fact, you can just leave it brown or leave the patterns. Now here you can see the ingredients, but on this one you actually had the front cover of the cereal packet, and you know what, that can look quite fun. So it's really up to you how you want to decorate your front cover. So then I get my brown paper, and like I say, this is already recycled. I'm going to cut a big piece off. You can use a brown paper bag. Brown paper bags would be quite good. I've decided to use a brown paper. It's got a little bit of a crease there, but to be honest, I don't mind. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover the front in lots of glue, like so. Now, there's lots of different ways, as I said, to make these sort of things. This is my way. It's not the only way. I'm sure you can come up with some great, clever little tricks to make it a bit easier. And I'd love to hear about your tricks in the comments. Right, so I've put lots and lots of glue. Now the key is you do want it to go on as smoothly as possible. So I'm lining my cardboard up with the lines on my paper. Then I'm going to turn it round and really smoothen it down. Right, I can really hear the drills today. I've got a microphone that I'm using in the hope that you don't hear the drills. If you can, all I can say is I'm sorry. But what would you rather? Videos with drills in whilst the builders are here, or no videos at all? So now I'm going to cut out my, you can't see this, now I'm cutting out my brown paper. I'm leaving about 1 centimetre edge, or maybe a bit less, around each side. It is worth doing this bit as neat as possible, to be honest, but again, it's not the end of the world if it's not super neat, because what you can do, which I haven't done and I won't do, but you can do, is once you've finished sticking it all down, so for example this turned out quite neat, but if you don't like the look of that, you can just stick a blank piece of paper over the top and give it a really neat inside cover. So you can glue that on top just to see if you're not happy with how you've cut it out. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit off here because that's a bit wider than the rest. Like so. Then I'm going to get my glue out again and put it mainly on the brown, but a little bit on here as well, but lots on the brown. Trying not to get it on my table. And I'm just going to do the two sides first. I find it easier this way. And again, I'm not a professional bookbinder, I'm just a crafter. So if you've got a better way of doing it, please do let me know. Make sure it's as smooth as possible. And then also on this side. Because you know, this is Red Ted Art is a crafting community. And my crafters, you guys, the Tedsters, my watchers, you Tedsters, have got lots of tips to share. And if you've got something to share, and a better way of doing something, I'd love to hear it. There we go. Now I'm going to repeat the same here. Put lots of glue and lots of glue. But before I stick that down, I'm just going to do a little triangle. Like so. And now make sure there's glue everywhere. Like so. Hold it up. And just flatten it as much as you can. I'm going to repeat on this side. So glue already. Nip these off and flatten it. Here we go. Now, there's my front cover done. Lovely. So, where's my lid? I've lost it, obviously. So now I'm ready to decorate my front. Now, as you've seen, I've already decorated the back. It was really just, I kind of just, you know, I did actually think for ages, what should I do? And to be honest, it really doesn't matter. And you can, you know, write something, you can use patterns. I'm using these amazing chalk pens. These are liquid chalk. I can link below what they're called, but you can use paints. I've also found that some crayons work really well on this. You kind of have to experiment what you've got at home and see what it looks like on the paper. Or if you don't have bright pens like these that don't work on brown paper like that, then you could use white paper, or you could use wrapping paper to cover up your front and make it look really pretty. So really, it doesn't matter. I'm going to just carry on with this fish theme, but you can add, you know, triangles, hearts. You can do try and draw some characters that you like, some emojis, and then, you know, you can cut out things, you can stick things on top. So really, just have a go and see what you fancy. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to sort of speed up the video whilst I'm doing the little fish, so you can see me doing it, but to be honest, like I said, you can do whatever you want. So let me get started. My front cover, my back cover done. What do you think? Ta-da! Right, obviously you've seen it already because I showed it to you at the beginning. Now we need to basically punch a whole load of holes into my books and then bring it together with the rings. And then you have your basic SmashBooks. Now the great thing about using these rings or using the ribbons that I showed earlier on is that if you want to add pages, you can just undo it and you can put some more in. And this is actually, you can see it's just some cardboard, no brown paper to be stuck on. So really simple and quick book. This took no time to make. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a ruler. This is where I'm going to be accurate to make some little marks for the holes, and then I'm going to punch the holes. So I want to put three rings in my book just because I fancy it. I think it looks nice. So I need to measure this out. It's just over 22 centimeters. So the middle is, if I wiggle it a little bit along, is at 11. So I'm going to put my first hole around here. I'm just going to do some little pencil marks. And then I need to halve. So I need to halve it once, which is 11. And then I need to halve it again, which is 5.5. So I've got my marks and also 5.5 down here. So I now know where my holes will go, and then I'm going to have to repeat that in all of my pages. I've got a little line on my one hole punch, and I'm going to just go across and make sure I get my holes in the right place. So yeah, so now it's just a little bit of a hole punching tour. You punch as many holes into all your bits, and then we'll come back. I won't film it because it's very boring. But once I've done that, we'll move on. place. You saw me do that. Just measured it out, halved it, and then sort of used the dots. Now I'm going to use these fabulous bookbinder rings, and I'm literally just going to thread it all through my pages. Your very own SmashBook ideas journal, drawing. As I said, the great wonderful thing about this is you can add as many pages as you want. You can take more colourful pages in. If you want more of these, you can take some out. It's totally up to you. And then just to sort of start the process, I've started putting in some little pockets, so you can add little bits of information, or you can put like a little flower in it or whatever. So this is the very, very basic journal. And you know, over the coming weeks I'll show you, probably once a week, I'm not sure yet, my entries into the journal, and then you'll get to see a little bit of how I'm going to be using it. So you know, give me the thumbs up. Oh, I've got nice painty fingers, that's great. Give me the thumbs up, leave me a comment below, leave me tips, tricks, you know, Tedsters, join in and tell me what you like and how you do things better. And if you like the idea of seeing me fill in the SmashBook on a weekly basis, you know, do come back, watch the videos, because if you don't watch them, I won't be doing them. So I really, really, really need your thumbs up and support in order to fill in this diary for you. Anyway, so I hope you like it, and see you again soon. Bye.